Hey, how's it going, you guys? Welcome to another episode of What's on Our Screen podcast. I'm Elio Ramos, and I'm accompanied by my cousin Javier Rivera.
Now can I talk?
Yes, now you could talk. Now you could say
Okay.
hi to all the lovely people out there in the
All
world.
right. All right. Hi. Good to meet you.
Yeah, so it's been 10 episodes. 10 episodes today. So we felt like it was appropriate to do another live. Our first episode was live, and so I figured our 10th episode should be live as well. So we got Tommy. Tommy's always here supporting us. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate it. Episode 10, more like episode Ben. All right. Yes, episode Ben. All right. Is that a reference from yesterday's gaming? And Zito, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you hanging out. Um, but yeah, 10 episodes. It's I know this is just the beginning, but this is something that Javi and I've been wanting to do for years, and so being able to be here for 10 episodes is just awesome. So Javi, why don't you start us off tonight with what's been on your screen this past week or couple of weeks? Start us off, primo.
Well, for me, it's been Elden Ring. It's
Oh
I've
yeah.
been addicted. I've been addicted to that game, and I think you too. Have been
Oh,
addicted.
what
I haven't been addicted to a game since Skyrim, basically.
man, that's a
It's
hot
taking
minute
over
ago.
my. Yeah, it's like I'm exploring every nook and cranny of the map. I just spent like 2 hours trying to get into a tower and another half an hour trying to descend inside the tower. So that's that type of game.
Yeah, I've been hooked on it as well. I think the most recent game that I was hooked on that I couldn't let go was like God of War. I was playing it on the PC. It was the first PC game that I played in a long time, and so as soon as I jumped off of that, this was like the next game that I really got hooked on that I just couldn't put down. It's really not my forte at all. Like that type of game style and gameplay, it doesn't work for me. But for some reason this one is like it fits like a glove. And the more you level up your character, the more you feel kind of like OP. And that's really
Yeah.
important for me when you're playing these
Yeah, but
type of games.
the game humbles you a lot.
Yes,
But
it does.
you were like when I told you about the game that I was gonna buy it, and you were like, this is beneath me. Like that type of that type
Whatever.
of speech you give, like when a game is not in your wheel,
It just
this is beneath me.
it just wasn't.
Like and seeing it live there, your eyes just going addicts.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. It just wasn't. It's not my forte because the game is definitely it's difficult. It's one of those. I don't like the fact that you have to press the button and you have the time pressing the button. I like smashing it, but this one is streamlined compared to everything else. So
yeah.
it's
My cousin Evan is choosing violence right now with the Obi-Wan and Star Wars talk in the chat.
oh my
So
goodness. Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know what? I still haven't seen that trailer, believe it or not. I still haven't seen the Obi-Wan Kenobi.
don't
Uh,
have hope for anything in Star Wars. So
yeah, and that's the
just
thing.
it's another Tatooine planet.
Yeah.
So I'm out.
We can't leave that planet, man. No one's left
No,
that planet. We're stuck
yeah,
there in a desert. Like there's all these
yeah.
vast planets that are green and lush and full of different life and things like that. And they're just like, nah, let's just give them
Three,
sand.
three shows in a row, and it's all about Tatooine and
Just let that
I
planet
am
go.
tired. Yeah, I'm tired of that planet.
Let it go.
And I understand that Obi-Wan, I think, leaves the planet.
He,
And I think the only reason he leaves is for Leia. Is the only reason that he would leave the planet is
mm-hmm.
for Leia. So I think that's what the show is. And he's excited for Gran Turismo. Yeah, I'm excited too. Once I get a PS5, can't find one.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna. Yeah, if it comes out on PC, I'll probably play that. But I remember playing some Gran Turismo back in the day, um, way back in the day when we were young, and Gran Turismo
Yeah,
2 was like my baby. That was my baby. I beat the crap out of that game. I got all those licenses to be able to do all those different things, customize it. I had a Honda CRX, um, and that thing, I raced that thing everywhere. and that was it was a red one too. Man, I love that game.
Evan, Evan, can you explain what close the gap mean? I mean, close the gap in what?
They're
Making it
just
smaller?
what is he talking about Star Wars or is he talking about
I think
or Grant Tommy's like
what is he gonna do with
in case you
Luke?
wanted to
Obi-Wan,
know what's on my
Obi-Wan.
screen is my descendants from GTA 5. Okay. Real quick, Tommy, this is the podcast that my cousin and I do every Friday, and is essentially we watch shows or play video games, and whatever's on our screen that week, that's what we chat about on Friday. So you just happen to catch us on our live event. So yeah, that's usually we talk about mostly movies and shows that we've seen. We talked a lot about like the Star Wars franchise and everything, like the Book of Boba that was out recently.
We bash Star Wars. That's what we
we
do.
lately we've been bashing Star Wars because Star Wars hasn't done anything good for years now. So
Yeah,
the last good thing that it did was oh man, it was I'm
think
drawing a
I
blank.
think the last one it was the
Rogue.
title scroll for the last one.
It was,
And when I read all that, I said, "Wow, this is good. It saved me 2 hours of my life, so I shouldn't watch this movie." That was the last good part of Star Wars.
but actually Rogue One. Rogue One was really good. Rogue One was the best Disney Star Wars movie ever made.
It has a good third act.
Oh
That's
yeah,
about it.
it's
The
good.
other
All
part is pretty boring.
it's good all the way around. I freaking love that movie. I watched it all the time because it's just so good. It has more essence of Star Wars than the Disney trilogy that just recently came out. It screams Star Wars. This one, these last Disney trilogies are just basura, just straight caca, straight up poo poo. What does that say to say? No, it's for Luke. I'm a big car enthusiast.
Uh,
I love me
I
some
bet
movies,
you.
especially my son's movies.
I really believe that Obi-Wan is gonna be about Leia,
uh,
R2D2, 3CPO, and her dad, Jimmy Smith, the king of Alderaan.
oh yeah,
So I mean, I think it's that they're just adding the Inquisitors just to because they're doing what Disney did with their animated movies and bringing them to life. So Star Wars is doing the same thing with their Clone Wars and Rebel stuff. They're all bringing them to life.
yeah,
So that's why you see the Inquisitors there. But it's just fan service. It's gonna be, oh, look at that robot. Remember that from the first movie?
yeah,
Oh, look that over there. Oh, you remember that light? Oh, you remember the stuff that shit from the third movie?
yeah,
That's all it is.
yeah. That's I'm really concerned how they're gonna portray Thrawn in the whole series with Ahsoka, because I love that character. I love the development of that character. I think he's fantastic. I think
He's
he's so
he's gonna suck.
meticulous. And yeah, and I think they're just gonna butcher him. I think they're gonna
Yeah.
destroy him and just make him into this blue blob when in reality he's like this blue intellectual. You know, he's a rarity. He's almost as rare as a Jedi. Like that's how rare his race is. Like he's so obscure that they're considered a myth. Like they don't really exist until they see him.
Yeah.
So to have a character with that much clout, so much clout compared to a Jedi, that you're gonna bring him onto the show, and you got to do something good to him. You gotta do him justice. You can't just be like, oh, there he is. There's Thrawn.
Nah, I
You
don't
see
believe in
that?
them.
Yeah.
Lucito, what was the last thing you liked from Star Wars? Please don't be Boba Fett.
It's like you guys are really hard to please when it comes to Star Wars. No, man, we just want good story, dude. It's not about the nostalgia factor because that's what they're feeding us. Even Star Trek. Star Trek is doing that with their new
Star Trek is horrible.
with their series and stuff like that. Star Trek Discovery. They're doing like this whole nostalgia factor. Like that whole series is with Spock, and it's supposed to be like a prequel to like all this original Star Trek storylines and stuff like that. And they're in that regard they're butchering it because they're just using like, oh, remember this? Oh, I remember this character from
No,
the
no, no,
from
no,
this
no. It's
from the
worse than
pilot.
that. It's worse than that. They're rewriting the past to
Yes,
make sense of this one, and it's just garbage too. They're
yeah,
just
everybody's doing it, man. It's
even
it's an abomination.
Picard,
It's wrong.
Picard apparently is pretty bad.
But
Yeah,
cinematically, I will say this: uh, cinematically, the show is fantastic. But continue. I'm sorry, I cut you off. What was Tom
which
saying?
one? Which show?
Star Trek, Discovery. Star Trek Discovery. It's
Man,
cinematically beautiful. It's
I bounced that show after season one.
yeah. I think
But
after the first episode, I was done. I was like, okay, cool, all right.
I had to watch it because it was the only thing I could get during the hurricane where blackouts for a couple months.
Oh,
So
okay.
I had to subject myself to watch that thing. And after the power came back, like, yep, nope. Yeah, Tommy's asking what was the last movie you all watched.
Oof. Oh man, that's a really good question. Um,
I think Dune was mine.
wow, that was a while back ago. That was a really good movie to
And
be your
maybe
last
some,
one.
I think Braveheart. Maybe
Oh, okay. Um, dang, that I can remember off the top of my head. There was a couple of them. I watched The Last Duel. Uh, Ridley Scott, his recent film, The Last Duel, was just. He normally doesn't do movies like that. Like he's an epic like a historic epic storyteller. Um, and he has like these very like wide epic shots and stuff like that, like establishing shots where the character looks really tiny and minuscule. But this script was completely different, and he told the story completely out of his wheelhouse. The structure of it, because it was told in three separate parts, and all three parts just had an act within them. It had its own story arc, but each part was one act of a full story. So it was brilliantly done and brilliantly told, but it just was completely a completely different style, showing that you can teach an old dog new tricks, because he was just he looked young and spry as a director. Like it didn't phase him at all that he was able to change his mode, of like how he directs films and stuff like that. So I was really impressed by that. It was really astonishing work to see him do that, and all everybody performed at a high level. The story is fantastic, and the fact that it's closely related to like true facts and stuff, it's that's kind of his wheelhouse in that regard. But the way he told it, that was impressive. That was something that I was like, whoa, homeboy, homeboy's teaching me new things here. Like it was impressive. It was really good. I highly recommend it. It's on HBO Max right now, so that's where I watched it at. So yeah, that was the most recent one that I watched that I can remember. Because sometimes you watch a bunch of movies and they all kind of lead together. And you're like, oh, what did I watch? Because I recently watched Jack Reacher again. That was really good. I freaking love that movie. That's a fantastic film. Love the structure. Love how they tell the story in that, and you can compare it real closely to the TV series. So, or the Amazon Prime movie. I meant to say. Oh, I don't know what you said there,
um,
but
so you watched the first movie again?
of Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because I wanted to compare it to the show. I wanted to see if they captured the essence of the character, and there's elements in there's elements in both that Jack Reacher, Tom Cruise's Jack Reacher, he's pretty intense, and they do a really good job of establishing the character in the movie. What took them about 8 episodes to do, 6 episodes, one could say, to really establish and get a feel that, oh, this guy's willing to go all the way, kind of thing. They did it in a like 2 hours and 45 minutes or so in the Jack Reacher movie, and it was great. It was well balanced too, and it just, if you compare the show and the movie, they're they're one and one. I'd almost prefer the movie after watching the movie, because it's just so intense and just it's so well thought out. But the show is just a nice slow burn, and you get to really see his mental state and just see how he processes things a little bit better, and see his, like, almost like seeing the magic behind the curtain kind of thing, or seeing the wizard behind the curtain, if you will. So, but in the movie, you really don't get that. You're kind of like on the edge of your seat, and just you got the, like, the face value, and other people are expressing who he is as an individual, and then you see him taking action. So it's it's a great film. I really enjoy it. But
That's cool.
yeah, no, I highly recommend it. because I truly
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
I haven't seen it in a long while, but I don't know. I'm really picky right now with movies.
Yeah. I started watching the Daily Wire. I don't know if you know of the Daily Wire and that group of people. They have a studio now and they're making movies. And I started watching last night. I started watching their movie right after the stream, but I couldn't stay awake because I was just too tired after the stream. But I really like the concept of it. It's the man, I had the name hybrid. There, I have to look it up now. But essentially, the premise of the show is, or the movie is, this scientist created this little chip that you can put onto your wrist, and he created like
Mhm.
this device that once you put it on there, it pierces your skin, and but once it does that, it activates your DNA, and activates certain genes in your DNA that eventually will give you powers. You know, if you mutate, if you like live for 1,000 years, you eventually have this ability, but it activates that, and you end up having superpowers. And from what I gathered from the movie, essentially this one of the one of the former heroes from the group is being held. There's like a ransom on her daughter and stuff like that, and so she no longer has the chips, so she has to like figure out a way on how to get the chips because that's what the person who's holding her ransom or her daughter ransom wants and stuff like that. So I like the concept of it, like the whole idea of this chip and everything, and how they it feels like a Wes Anderson kind of film. So it has like that wittiness and that silly wackiness, but it, it's it's a superhero movie. So, but it was clever, and from what I saw, it was interesting. But I really like the idea of just how they portrayed superheroes in that world and how they activate with superpowers and things like that. So, I was watching that for a little bit, and I was just really, I was really just captivated by their imagination to be able to tell um the story with like the superheroes and stuff like that. Because now everybody wants to jump on that superhero bandwagon, and just how they approach it now, that's where the innovation comes into play. You know, how they tell their own superhero movies, because now Marvel's just taking the limelight and DC is like far behind on that race. So, but yeah, I thought I thought it was really cool on how they approach that and everything. Um,
Okay, it's the isn't the actress from that got fired from Star Wars doing a movie for that
yeah,
company?
yeah, she's doing like this western. She's doing this western for them, and it's I forget the name of it, but she wrote the script and she's also producing it and stuff like that. So it's been in the works for I guess a year, a couple months, but it's soon to release, and they have their own platform and everything like that. So they're this movie was their last movie that they're releasing on YouTube. So I don't think you can even find it anymore. But you have to be a member, and then you can stream it off of their website or something like that to watch it. So this is the third movie that they've made, and the one from Gina Carano will be their fourth. So, but they're moving at a solid pace, you know, for what was once a small YouTube like group now has become, you know, they have their own studio now and they're making movies and productions. So that's really impressive on that spectrum of things. You know, like that's really exciting because it gives other writers and directors opportunities to work and pitch. You know, because that means that they're hungry for content, and
Yeah.
now they're in that space of like Netflix, Amazon, and even HBO, who just they're hungry for content, and they just want to scoop things up. But speaking of streaming services, I just recently acquired Paramount Plus, and I finally got a chance to watch what do you call it? The Mayor of Kingstown, and that was a really good show. That was an excellent show. It's from the guy who plays Hawkeyes from the Avengers movie. So
Jeremy Renner.
Yes. Yeah, him. I think that's him. Yes. I don't know his name. I just know his face and the sound that his arrows make. So,
Yeah, Paramount Plus is not available in Puerto Rico, so can't comment on that.
ah, man.
I think we're gonna miss the Halo show.
Ah,
So that
dude.
means that we'll have to use other methods to acquire this.
Uh, we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. We'll make sure that you can watch that because that's part of the reason why I got the Paramount Plus. So for Halo's coming out on the 24th of this month. It's right around the corner. Right around the corner. So,
So yeah,
uh,
I don't know. I have to try it again. I don't know if that, but I read that it wasn't. A lot of people were trying and fighting. People are angry because of that because they can't see Halo.
yeah.
So they'll have to use other means.
Yeah, Tommy say VPN, VPN.
But yeah, uh,
that's
yeah.
that's what.
VPN's a show like that takes more than your bandwidth of VPN monthly. So
Hey, yeah. No, but there's got to be a way. There's got to be like a loophole or something like that.
yeah,
Well,
it must.
we have to like acquire our own satellite or
Maybe
something like
on the
that.
cell phone, something I can watch it.
Yeah, that could possibly work. But yeah, and I think that show is going to be. I don't know. The app, like the experience of the app and how it is right now, is by far the worst app that's out there in the market.
Worse
It's
than Amazon.
Yeah, because Amazon is stable. Amazon is a real stable app.
Okay.
But what I do like about the application is that it got all the stuff, all the good things from all the apps, and put it into their app, and then is trying to alter things to make it, trying to improve on them to benefit their app. So I applaud them for that, and that takes time. So that's why I'm giving them a pass on the UI experience, but it's constantly crashing. There's constant errors, um, but it's getting there. But it looks good. Like at first glance, you're like, oh wow, this is polished. But then when you start experiencing it, flipping through it, you're like, oh okay. And then you start playing shows and it starts giving you errors like, oh, you don't have the DNC, whatever rules or license for this. I'm like, it's your show. I don't need the license. You do. You should have this license. And I kept getting that error when I was trying to watch Frasier or when I was trying to watch the Mayor of Kingston. Oh man, it was just a painful experience, but I had to like physically go into like each episode list and press the episode, and then it's like, oh okay, you meant this
Oh
episode.
wow.
Yeah, it was pretty annoying, but it's hit and miss. Like there are days where I just click the button and just like, oh okay, let's watch the show, but other times it's just like, nope, we're not gonna work for you at all. It there
Yeah, Frasier is locked there. I think Frasier is still on Hulu. So
is it? It's
yeah,
probably
I think
it's probably uh
yeah.
and if nothing, Tommy's saying, and if nothing's work, I'm going to Paramount, and I need a weapon. All right.
uh, That's taking it too far, I guess.
Tommy gets intense.
Yeah, I'm
Tom,
not that big on Halo, so I
yeah.
don't mind missing it.
Tommy gets intense with it. Uh, but yeah, man, the Mayor of Kingstown, I highly recommend it. And so for I guess
Is he a
anybody.
mayor or
Well, no, the whole concept of the show is it takes place in this town called Kingston or Kingstown. It's the business there. It has the most gang violence and there's a bunch of prisons around there in the community. So you're either working for the prison or you're a gang member or you're working for like the government, and that's about it. Government also acquires like police officers, but that's like the main business there. And so these two brothers, they've one's like an ex cop and the other one's an ex con, and what they've done is that created a business where it's a favor, business where people pay you to do favors and stuff like that, but they essentially keep the peace in the town. They keep all the Crips and the Bloods from fighting each other, and they keep all the mafia and the gangsters in prison from killing one another. So they keep the peace between the cops and all the gangsters and stuff by doing favors, and you know they don't do anything technically illegal, but it's frowned upon. But it's they keep the peace, so they're known as the mayor. Um, and so the show is like raw. It's 100% raw. Like they don't hold back on anything. There's a scene where somebody gets executed by the needle, and you feel that moment. Because it's first off you see it, but then also there's a there's a young girl who's asking the character like, hey, can you come with me and help my mom and I, guide us through this because they're about to execute my brother. And so he's sitting there narrating everything and explaining to this girl who's then translating it in Spanish to the mom about what's about to happen, what's going on. And it's just such a raw moment. You just feel it, and you feel the mom's pain, and you see how this character is just he's not a bad guy, but he's just he has to make a living too. So it's the show is fantastic. It's so well written, man, and it's only 10 episodes, and I am 100% confident that it's 10 times better than that Hawkeyes series, because the man you don't even see Hawkeyes there. You don't. You just like it's I don't know. For some reason, like when I see him in Hawkeyes, like I don't believe him kind of thing. Even though he is the character and the actor, but when I see him in this role, I'm like, that's where you fit. That's where this is your wheelhouse. That stuff is just for pretend. This is like real acting kind of thing. So it was is great. It's such a great show. And again, it's really raw. So they have like it deals with drugs, sex, violence, everything, man. They just but it's tasteful. It's not like it's constantly in your face. It's just the episodes demands it because of X, Y, and Z and how organically it's developed. So it's real tasteful, but yet it's in your face. And when you see it, you're like, oh shit, that girl just got punched in the gut. So it's superb acting. Everybody's on their A game there. Everybody is. So yeah. If you get a chance, if you do, or if anybody out there gets a chance, Tommy, I think you would really like this show. I think you would appreciate it. It might almost be like a biopic of your life, you know, if you became the mayor of a town. So you should definitely watch it on Paramount Plus if you get a chance. You get what did Tommy say? You get it that I need a weapon part. This Halo reference. Okay, yeah,
Okay. Okay. We took it the other way around.
yeah, yeah. We,
The
we
wrong way.
yeah we took it the wrong way, but yeah, it's a Halo reference. Okay, we get it now. We get it now. But yeah, man, show was the show was great,
There's
man.
there's one on HBO by called Mayor of Easttown. Is with Kate Winslet. She is like the
Oh,
detective of this small town in Pennsylvania.
okay.
It's really, really, really good show. So I really, really recommend. It's not long. I think it's only 6 or 7 episodes, but it's really, really good.
What is it about? Like, what's the premise on it?
Um,
Like,
it's
is there like a murder
it's a
case or
small
something?
town. It's a small town. She's the only detective, and there's this girl that disappeared, and there's this recent murder of another girl, and she has to figure out who did it, capture the guy, and find the girl that is missing. So it's a town full of secrets and stuff like that. So
Mm.
it's really good. It's really good. Um, I enjoyed it a lot. So
And normally like this town is really quiet, right? And so this is like the first
yeah,
murder that it's had like in years or
it's a
something.
small town that has been hit by the uh opiate addiction and all that
Ah,
stuff.
okay.
So it's a really very broken town. So people have issue. Plus, she is broken too. She had a tragedy happen in her house and stuff like that. So, it's her acting. Her acting is great in the show.
Oh,
Highly
nice.
recommend.
Yeah, yeah. No, I remember you telling me about that show a while back ago, and I haven't been able to like keep up because everything starts to pile up. Like currently, I'm watching this physical on Apple TV Plus because they're coming out with new content and stuff like that, and they got a couple movies on there that have Academy nominations. So I want to get back on that Apple TV Plus
Yeah.
bandwagon, check things out. And they have a couple shows there that have come out that have been getting great praise. So so it's just so much content, man. It's just so
Yeah, it's too much. I
Yeah.
haven't even been able to finish uh The Expanse. Um so so yeah, that's a even there's a new like anthology of animated show based on The Boys on Amazon and it's out.
Oh yeah, that
So
I keep forgetting. Like I meant to watch that. G just jumped in here. Hey, what's up, guy? How you doing, dude? How you doing? Appreciate you being here. He says, uh, I want to watch Our Flag Means Death. Okay, straight up, I watched the first three episodes. It's on HBO Max. I won't give away too much of it because I know you want to watch it, but it's fun. That's what I'll say. It's fun. I feel like it's missing something, and I'm curious. Let me know down the line once you see it. I'm curious if you feel the same way because I watched those first three episodes, and at the first episode, I was just like, it's not quite hitting. You know, like it's fun and entertaining, and the concept is fun and whimsical, and it should be it should be funnier than what it is. That was
uh,
you
it's a
know,
comedy?
it's a comedy, and that's the thing. It's a comedy, and it just it's missing something. I can't really put my finger on it. Like it wasn't like funny, haha. It was just funny, like oh, that's yeah, okay, yeah, that's silly, okay, and you kind of
Yeah.
smirk and maybe you chuckle, but still, it's like missing. It's like you know, what we do in the shadows. You know, like that's a silly and whimsical show, and
Yeah.
that but yet it has a soul like that element in there just all it's all kind of like believable, it all kind of fits, and it's just it has that voice. This show is missing that. Like it doesn't have the soul, and it's real
Mm.
hollow. And that was my experience, like watching all three episodes back to back. I just couldn't. I was like, ah, I want to like it, I really do, but I was just after that first episode, I'm like, I'm gonna burn through these next two because maybe the show picks up after, after the second episode, or maybe in the third episode. But still, in the first three episodes, I was like, nothing. So I'm hoping now in the fourth episode that maybe something will pick up. But if I were you, I'd recommend you just wait
Is
until
it
it all
like
comes out
Space
and binge watch it.
Fun
What's that?
Never Arrived?
Was that?
Is it like Space Force that it never got funny?
Um, well, no, because Space Force, believe it or not, I actually enjoyed the show. I enjoyed Space Force. And to me, Space Force actually had a voice because the concept, it was kind of like it's based off of our actual Space Force, and just kind of making fun of it, and they make fun of themselves and they make fun of everybody. But it had like a soul, it had a voice, and it was trying to like say something, I guess, or it had kind of like a subtle message or not so subtle message at times, but it still had a voice. This one, I feel like it doesn't really have a voice. It's just, the writer and creator of this of the show, Our Flags Means Death, is he's a young writer, and he's already had one show under his belt, and so getting the opportunity to do this show on HBO, that's great. But you know, it might be the fact that maybe he's British, and this is just how the British humor is. But I've seen some British comedy shows, and they don't feel this flat. This one felt too flat. Like it wasn't hitting at all cylinders, and it just maybe the focus is too much on the main character and not enough on everybody else, and there's just not a I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. It didn't, as things are right now, it just doesn't have a voice. So I'm thinking like I'll wait on it and binge watch it and see, but I don't know. Let's jump onto some comments. What did Tommy say? Do you guys skate? I do. I skate usually in mud, but one time I was skating with Tony Bird, and he did a backflip and landed on his back. Rest in peace. Well, yeah, that's intense. No, man, I haven't skateboarded since since I was a kid. That was that. Yeah, I haven't skateboarded in years, man. Um, and supposedly it's based on an actual dude, unless it's not real. I don't know. I'll be surprised. Honestly, you would know better than I, because I didn't like sit down and check to see if it was loosely based on anybody. So and so yeah, I have no idea. Hey, Esposito, welcome back, dude. Welcome back. But if it is, if it's based on like I'm sure that there's um I'm sure that there's references to actual pirates in there, but I don't think any of obviously the stories are, all made up and fictitious and stuff like that. Um but yeah, I don't think yeah, I don't think it's based on the true story. Maybe the characters and stuff like that. Like Blackbeard's in it at some point, so he was real. So yeah, I think in that regard. But honestly, just once it's completely out, I recommend just binge watch it. So just watch that and let me know what you think. Let me know because I'd be curious on your thoughts on that. And what does MC to say? Can you talk about the new HBO show about pirates? It looks funny and hilarious.
You
uh,
just missed it
you
for a
just
couple
you just
minutes.
missed it. We just got done talking about it. I
He
was
said it's not that funny.
not. Can you? We just talked about it. We just talked about it. I was just about to say like, hey man, let me catch you up. But essentially the show's fun, but it's not funny. It feels very hollow. Um it it wants to be funny, but it just doesn't have that voice. It feels like it's missing a voice. It's not like What We Do in the Shadows, like that's about vampires. I probably won't do that again.
Yeah, no.
Guillermo. But it's just not it's not quite there. Like the concept is great, and because of the concept, that's why I was super excited about it because it has some funny moments where you're just like, oh, okay, that's kind of clever, that's kind of silly, but there wasn't a moment where I was just like, oh my goodness, like slap my knee kind of thing, or just completely like, oh man, that's so silly. It was just kind of like, oh, all right, that's okay. So, but I was saying earlier, just wait until it's all done and just binge watch it because the first three episodes just it doesn't have it. It doesn't have that voice. Maybe on the fourth episode, maybe, and I'll check and see. Uh, but as of right now, it just felt really hollow. It just doesn't have a voice for me. I don't feel like they're really saying anything or trying to do anything. Just I don't know. It's just missing something. But maybe you'll watch it and you'd be like, "Oh, it's great! I laughed every single second." Like, cool. I just, it's just not there for me. At least not yet. So, but yeah, yeah. I would just wait and binge watch it or not. I think it comes out every Thursday, same day as Raised by Wolves, which ends next week. So really excited about that. Totally plan to talk about that on next Friday. Because been watching that show religiously, and it's been interesting. It's been a wild ride. So we'll we'll see how it ends. We'll see how season two ends because they're doing things. They're doing some things like Lost, that's opening a bunch of doors, and then they're gonna get canceled, and they're like, oh, we gotta close all these doors. So just just throwing that out there. But yeah, but watch the show. HBO Max should be fun. Should be good. Yeah. So Primo, I was seeing this list on IMDb that it talked about it was talking about the top 250 shows or movies 200 top 250 movies, and Schindler's List is on there. I think it's 5, but um it was Godfather was number 2, and that Stephen King Shawshank Redemption was number 1 in this list. And I just found it interesting because I haven't seen this list before. I saw it today, and we were talking about like on the last episode that Shawshank Redemption is one of those shows that, or one of those movies that once you put it on, you just can't, at any given point that it pops up, you got to continue watching it. And then on that list, I think number 3 was The Dark Knight, and then number 4 was Godfather Part 2. So I don't know if you had any thoughts about that list, or would you change any of that? Because the actual list, like the top movies, Godfather is number 1 on there as like the greatest movie of
But
all time.
is this done by fan vote or
That's a really good question. It's on
I
IMDb, so that's yeah. What justifies it? I don't know. What's the
don't
who?
have a problem with none of these movies. I mean, Dark Knight is a little high. I don't know.
What about the gems? This season says, what about the gemstones? Just saw both seasons and it was hilarious. Yeah, man, the gemstones. I
To
see.
watch that.
Man, season 1 was so much fun. I binge watched all of season 1, and I got caught up to season 2 when it first came out, but I still haven't finished it. And I thought from the gate, man, I thought that show's concept was fantastic. I loved it. I loved the whole drama in the church and drama outside the
Yeah,
church. The kids growing up being spoiled. They each child has their own personal demons that they're trying to deal with. They're all trying to not only please God but please their father. And the oldest son is a father himself, where he's failed his own oldest son. So it's just like this dynamic where it has layers upon layers upon layers, and it's so well established, so well written, and it's funny. It's like really, really funny. And I think I identify it because I've been to churches, and I've been members of churches and how they functions and stuff like that, and the
yeah.
politics between and around it. So it's it's always like, I don't know, just being able to see that and see that like on the big screen, it was fun. It was hilarious. Like I was laughing the whole entire time. I thought it was just a great show. So I still haven't seen season 2. So, but I'm glad that you saw it and then you thought that was funny, because yeah, I thought the show was great, man. I thought it was hilarious. I
I
love the
have to watch.
characters. Yeah, man, you
To
definitely
watch.
do. Definitely got to check it out. What we got here? Tommy says sorry to ask again, but you gonna play Overwatch too? No, I think, is Overwatch on Xbox? Because I don't.
Gonna be.
Is it? Oh
It's an
yeah,
activated
Activision. That's right.
one.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. When it comes out to Xbox, I think I'll pick it up. I think it should come out on Game Pass at some point. So yeah, I'll probably play it on that. But I think it is on Microsoft now that I think about it. But I don't think it's on
No,
Game Pass.
it's not engaged.
Yeah.
It's
But
there to buy, but the culture in there apparently is very toxic. The players,
oh man,
so they're all pro. They're all pro. So when newcomers come in, they're not very friendly to it.
man,
So
who point at one multiplayer game and I'll tell you if it's toxic or not, because they're all freaking toxic. Okay.
yeah, but usually they're welcoming to new people. Like, yeah, I learned this. There's a made meta, at the end of the game. But the second, I mean, it's a really the game Activision has, especially Blizzard has foundered that
Oh
IP.
yeah.
So yeah, the second one is apparently just a couple of single player missions and new maps. So
Hmm. Yeah. No, I think I played it like once or twice, but that was about it. Like and Activision Blizzard, they have a way of making things real toxic, especially in their games and stuff like that. It just they have, I don't know, they just keep adding things to make it toxic. I think they just love to see other players just rage out and rage quit and stuff like that. I think it feeds their souls, like
yeah,
literally. Like we need their rage to feast. And so they just make toxic environments. But hopefully now that
yeah.
they're under, new management and stuff like that, new leadership.
Well, next year,
Yeah,
let's see if it happens.
yeah, true. Let's see if that actually does.
Evan has a question. I have a question. What game is everyone playing on their phone?
What game is everybody playing on their phone? I'm not playing any game on my phone because until just recently, my phone was completely packed. Like I didn't have any space. Like my phone was,
Really?
yeah, my phone was crashing. I think it was last night
So
or
you
the night
couldn't put
before.
an SD card on it?
No, no,
Uh,
no.
no. Really? Oh, Apple is just jacking you on the prices,
Oh
man.
man, that going. Yeah, I
Yeah.
walked
I
into
have
that.
I have 128 gigs plus another 128 gigs on an SD card.
Yeah,
I'm burned.
I like Apple's UI though.
Yeah, I hate it.
And at some point,
Constantly asking you, who are you?
some point, there's going to be the M1 Apple phone, the M1 chip Apple phone. You'll
Well, the
see.
AirPad now has the M1.
Yeah, I know. I saw that, man. That looks good. And that new Apple, that Apple Studio, Mac Studio, that tiny box, $8,000 to have like 64 gigs of processing and graphic power and stuff like that. It's stupid.
Edwin, please don't feed me. They have thumb drives for Apple phones, so you need a dongle to add memory. So it's just Apple, the dongle company.
Where
They
is it?
just dongle.
Where is it? Yeah, I actually have one right here.
Shame, shame. Look at that. You telling me they couldn't put a little hole there you can insert your SD card? No, you have to
Yeah,
buy a thumb drive.
yeah,
Oh, shame on
yeah. No, I know. No,
you.
it's
Shame.
but it's pretty cool. You just plug this thing in. You plug it
No,
in
it's not.
and
Just say that
it just
so you don't cry.
but the only thing that it backs up is like photos and videos and I think
Oh,
maybe
that's
some files, but that's about it. At least this
beautiful.
one. At least this one. I guess you could back it up onto your cell phone, onto your computer too. So, did you guys play Dead Island? I think I played the first one. Is that the one where?
What happens if you lose your dongle, Elvin? You lose all your information.
Yeah, no, true, true. But yeah, Dead Island. Isn't there like four of them now? Dead Island 4 or 5. What was that? What was that, Primo?
There are two of them. The
There's two
first
of them.
one
Okay, I'm thinking about a
and
different
the
game.
second one, and the company that made it is making Dying Light 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
But the IP of Dead Island is with I think THQ Nordic, and I think they're doing one. So
Oh, all right.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I probably played the
I'm
first
tired of
one, and
zombies.
that's about it. Yeah. Yeah, Back for Blood, I played that for a little bit and then I kind of put it down. Just wasn't I was interested in it, but then it just fizzled out for me cuz I'm kind of with Javi. Just the whole zombie thing. I would really like to see World War Z 2 though with Brad Pitt. I thought that movie was fantastic. Thought that movie was El Fuego. El Mucho Fuego. And is always Oh yeah,
Game on the
Edmoncito's still fighting for the for the
oh,
for the
how much you
Apple.
pay for the cloud service? How much you're paying extra for the cloud?
Yeah, the cloud service. If you have the Apple One plan, you can get like a
Hmm.
family group, and you get
Hmm.
all their services. You get their Apple
Hmm.
TV Plus. Um, you get their what do you call it? Their news, their fitness, and their
Hmm.
music. And then on top of that,
You
you
know
get
what?
2 terabytes of
I
cloud
smell
storage.
scam.
It's about that version. That version's about like $30, I think, a month. So
Scam. Warning,
so
warning, scam,
but you
scam.
you get all their products though, like all their external
Yeah,
products and stuff.
I just put an SD card on my phone and I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. I was thinking about having like a Samsung cell phone like on the side, just having like I don't know, because I have this Apple one as my personal one, and just let it be El Personal. Like if people want to reach me,
Mhm.
they'll reach me on that one. But if people want to reach Raboom, but what? There it is. I have the other one, the the
Uh,
Samsung one.
it's saying I heard a rumor that Dead Island is gonna be a game,
It's gonna be
I don't know, mobile game. I don't know.
that Dead Island's going to be a game on the phone.
Ed,
Oh, okay.
Edwin, are you playing anything right now apart from Gran Turismo, or are
Yeah,
you
did you
playing
get
Horizon?
Did you get the new
For
Gran
my,
Turismo? Did he? Did he say that? Did he get it?
I
Did you
don't know.
get it?
Are you playing Horizon Forbidden West?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that the game that the game that was only hot for like a
February.
week.
Yeah. The number two game.
Yeah.
Elden
Uh,
Ring was number one and only sold for 2 days on February.
man, Elden Ring, according to I think IGN or GameStop, that it's the highest selling game in the United States
On
in the
PC,
month.
Xbox. On PlayStation, it was Horizon, but I don't know if Esmecito played Horizon. So I really liked the first one. I hear the second one was a little buggy.
Uh, no, so you still
I'll
haven't
wait for
gotten
the.
the. Go ahead.
I don't have a PS5, so
Yeah, Edmoncito said, no, I didn't get the new Gran Turismo. That's all right, dude. Just wait until
you
the.
should play. You see that you should play Forza Horizon 5.
Oh, I don't. He's gonna have to get
All
a.
right.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get an Xbox for that. I think he's
I think we have to do a Kickstarter to get him.
just have a Kickstarter. But I don't think he'll deny an Xbox. You should get the Series S. You should get the Series S because it's
But
not
Game
it's
Pass.
yeah. I'm
You're
pretty sure.
missing out on Horizon 5, man. It's a gorgeous game.
Yeah, I still haven't played that game. I still have
And
not.
they drop you on top of volcano. That's a good game when it starts.
Yeah, man. I speaking of like cinematic games like that a flight simulator, man. Recently played
Oh,
that
that game.
on that AKTV. Oh man, talk about like this. You know, you see that big old 747 just like flying there, and it's just it's.
Are you Edwin? Are you enjoying Flight Simulator on PS5? All right, you don't have it.
It was like, go ahead and start the Kickstarter. I've seen videos of Horizon. I agree, it looks amazing. Yeah, it's a gorgeous looking game, but there's some stuff coming out here soon on PS5. The Forsaken, right? That's the title of it.
Yeah,
Forsaken. Yeah.
for sport,
What? Yeah.
it's for smoke.
Oh, Forspoken. Is it?
Yeah, it's for smoking.
Okay, yeah, Forspoken. I knew Forsaken
I'm,
wasn't it. It's like
I'm a little meh on the.
I think Forspoken's gonna look good. Every time I see a trailer of that game, I just want to play it more and more. And so I hope it comes out on PC, but if it doesn't, then that's on the list for the
Already
PS5.
seen. They, the achievements have leaked for Game Pass early. Apparently, it's coming to Game Pass PC
What
for spoken.
is coming to what?
Game Pass on PC.
No.
I think so. I saw some leaks, so it's coming to PC.
Okay, it has to be coming to PC, and you probably saw it in the Microsoft store.
No, there's some leaks of achievement for spoken on PC.
Whoa, whoa, that's crazy. Well, if it's coming out on PC, then that's great, you know. But if it comes out on PC Game Pass, that's a whole other bag of marbles right there. 'Cause that
Yeah,
would be impressive.
not
That'd
the
be awesome.
official, but leaks of the achievements Game Pass PC.
Oh, Edmoncito, you haven't, man, you got to check out Forspoken. It is actually State of Play it came out what was it yesterday? If you go to PlayStation on YouTube and you type in Forspoken, then I mean it's
Okay.
the State of Play. They show like an extended gameplay kind of thing, footage. It wasn't technically gameplay. It was just kind of like an extended trailer of the world and stuff like that, and how you would play the game.
Coming, is it coming October? Was it?
Is it? Something's coming out in October or something. October 22nd. It's a Microsoft game. Hmm, I just forgot. But let's see. Tommy, I think Horizon is only gorgeous, not story dialogue wise, but gameplay isn't bad. But too much talking. The face, the faces make each character look retarded, and overall the game is average. All right.
Horizon
Yeah.
Zero Dawn or Horizon 5,
Yeah, is
the
that
card game?
is
Because both of them,
yeah.
yeah, the faces are.
I, I'm gonna go it's Zero Dawn. I'm gonna go with that one because I
Yeah,
don't
Zero Dawn has that issue with the faces. Is that when it jumps to a dialogue scene, the hair you see it standing up and just fall down, like console. Even on PC, like a year, 2 year, 3 years after it launched on PS4, they couldn't fix that.
Oh man, that's that sucks. But yeah, the game
But the
looks gorgeous
storyline
though.
on Horizon Zero Dawn is good.
Did you see that there's this comparison between like the trailer that was supposedly like gameplay footage, and it was
Mhm.
like when she dives into the water and there's all these, it's very vibrant and visually stimulating. It's a very saturated or
And I like
oversaturated.
that.
And then
And
the actual gameplay footage that somebody when they purchased the game, and it's nothing like that, and they dove into the same spot and it's like
yeah,
dim and
yes,
dungy and
you have to be careful that it's not footage from PS4.
well, no, like according to that guy comparing it, it's like both PS5 footage and stuff like that. So it's just
Sony has a reputation for doing that.
yeah, like they
That's true. Yeah, they have constantly decades. I
yeah.
remember when they first announced that first person shooter game they had, that the same company Gorilla does, and it showed this gorgeous game. Everybody explosions everywhere, spaceships and everything. Everybody's shooting everywhere. Oh yeah, that's real graphics. That's the power of PlayStation 2, I think it was, or 3. And it was nothing like that. So
Man,
always lying. Always lying. I never believed Sony.
man, I remember when PlayStation 3 came out. That was first off, that console was expensive, but then it was not. It went through so many different variations that the version that came out at the end was so powerful, and it ultimately became the template for what is the PS4. But man, that was just a brick. That really was.
Killzone. Thank Killzone, yeah.
Yeah.
They constantly lie about games.
Oh yeah, I didn't see this. Like, yeah, Killzone. Uh, what is it? Both. That series is sometimes something people will play and might enjoy, but not many will love. Or it's just a game that came out days before Elden Ring and Zelda. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Horizon Zero Dawn has that bad luck.
Yeah, it just keeps their marketing team. They need to do something better. They're
Well, actually, it sold well for just one platform.
yeah, because I think it's catered for that one platform.
Yeah,
So
but it's a one and done game. Well, you know,
yeah,
so
I think
I
the one.
really like the one. So, but this one it says it has a lot of blah blah blah. So
Hmm,
it could have shortened it out. So let's see how it is.
yeah,
But I need a PS5 or the game comes to PC. So
yeah, and that's what I'm looking forward to. That all these games now that Sony has you know adopted or just they've caught up to what.
copied copied Microsoft's initiative.
Yeah, well, I think of
Say the
it.
truth. Say the truth.
Eventually, they're gonna have their own Game Pass or version of, if
Yeah,
not
it's coming
game.
out apparently in April or March or May.
There you go. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Their CEO of PlayStation just said it a couple like last year. It was like, yeah, we need more. You're not enough, only 10% of you buy games. So they're investing like what, $200 million in a game
Hmm.
like Horizon, and just only they sell only 10 or 20 million copies. So
Yeah,
they
it's
need the PC, they need everything.
yeah, no, it's true. They have a market there that's really untapped, and they need to just jump into that, and that's why that God of War when it came out, man, everybody was jumping on that, and it looked gorgeous on the PC, man. It looked
Yeah.
gorgeous. I was,
One is Uncharted.
yeah, I still need to play that. I just can't.
Spider-Man is coming this year for PC and Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh well, then there you go. Like I don't see. I don't. I don't need a
So
PlayStation anymore. I don't need it.
I don't think anybody needs a PlayStation. If you have a PC, that if you want to play on PC, that's it.
Um, and then Cito says, "What do you think about these major merges happening? My theory is that there's going to be many more to come, and we're going to play all the games under one console to rule them all."
That's gonna be
You said that it's going to be expensive.
gonna be on Xbox.
Oh,
Xbox.
I thought you said it's going to be expensive. No, I think it's going to be on Xbox as well. Like I don't. Um, I think I think it's totally okay. I mean, it's the changing of the times, really, and it's really the it's no different from studios acquiring other studios for their content, right? It's the same thing that Disney did. It absorbed all these different big studios because of all the content that they have for their streaming service. Microsoft is doing the same thing, but now Sony is being wise to it. But a while back ago, Sony was buying up all the creative content and had a bunch of uh,
Buying exclusive.
yeah, they had a bunch of exclusives. So
I think it's a little worrying because these companies are like one day Microsoft can be, yeah, we're out of video games, so you lose all this stuff, or even PlayStation that you know say, well, you know what, PlayStation's not where the money is. So so but at the same time is it's natural because these this is the moment to sell, you know, because it's a buyer's market.
yeah,
And if you build up your studio and now you want to sell it, get your money, start another studio and do it again, you can do it. And people are doing that. And that's what you're seeing. That's why, I mean, Microsoft is not even the biggest buyer. I mean, I think Endeavor is like the biggest, huge giant. And it has over 96 studios, Tencent, it's next.
yeah, Tencent, yeah,
Microsoft now Microsoft, if the if the merger, not a merger,
the
the buy,
acquisition, yeah,
the acquisition of Activision games through comes through, then yeah. But Xbox right now has to prove that all these studios can produce, because
mm-hmm,
we still haven't seen anything from any of these studios. Only Obsidian and now at the end of the year we're gonna see Starfield from Todd Howard and Bethesda.
yeah,
So but we still haven't seen anything from Ninja Theory. We know it hasn't come out yet, but we already know what it is. But they have other two games. Compulsion Studios. We still don't know what they're doing.
mm,
So there's a bunch of studios that Xbox still has
yeah.
to prove that it can publish all that stuff.
And I think you hit it on the head right there, where you have they have to prove themselves because their ideology is that we're gonna give them a bunch of capital to do these games right and inject them with all this creativity and just let those who know do, and leave them alone and not press them. But at the end of the day, if these companies are not producing, then they're just bleeding chips, and they need to
Yep.
produce, and that's very important.
Microsoft Microsoft when it acquired studios, they acquired studios I think in 2018, 2019. They acquired a bunch of studios like Ninja Theory, Compulsion, Obsidian, Double
Mm,
Fine. But those were indie studios that were already producing, and
mm,
they did a lot with less money. So they were kind of okay. These studios don't need micromanagement. They already
yeah.
know what to. But in the case of Activision,
Mm,
Microsoft had to be a surgeon and go with a knife and start cutting out everything that's wrong with that company. So
yeah.
yeah, it's a different tone and see what they do in that company. So
You're right on that. That's a really good point. And I think finally we're gonna have a 3 year Call of Duty game
yeah,
that is actually good and it's actually balanced and stable when it came out. When it comes out, sorry. And I think the last one that we had like that was really stable and had all the bells and whistles was probably like in 2015 or before, because there was a bunch of them that came out and they just weren't stable. Like they were missing like key features and they had to play catch up. And so like the last couple of Call of Duty games just weren't really stable games at all. So hopefully now with under the management of Microsoft, they'll be able to come up with like a really strong Call of Duty game, and I look forward to that.
All these companies are changing. Even PlayStation recently, they bought a Bungie, and they said
That is
no,
true.
they're not going to make any exclusive games for PlayStation 5. They're all going to be published on everything. So Sony is looking for these live service games too. So because Microsoft has a bunch of them. They have Sea of Thieves, they have Flight Simulator, they
Mm-hmm.
have for Horizon, Grounded, Age of Empire. So they have a bunch of these um, service games. You know,
Yeah, no, that's true. Tommy says as a PlayStation, it's too late. I think for PS5, this generation is for Xbox, and if 343 listens to fans and makes the next Halo fully ready to publish, it's over. Yeah, I can.
Halo Infinite is a 10-year program, so
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be a next Halo. They already trademark. I think the next story expansion for the game.
Mm-hmm.
So
And yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like they're actually there's this small crisis happening right now that they're looking for. They they need more engagement in the sense of like maps and things like that for multiplayer, and I think they're suffering in that regard. But a lot what the word on the street is that if they don't nail this next expansion or this next update, you know, with like the new maps and things like that, the multiplayer can actually plummet. You know, because the game came out incomplete. You know, there's no co-op or anything like that. The multiplayer is stable, but still now it's growing a little bit stagnant because they don't have a lot of content because it's just been played out. But
I think that's the studio that Microsoft is gonna go with the knife and start cutting,
what
chopping.
343?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been at the bottom.
yeah,
And
it has been. It's been losing a lot of its leadership, like right out the gate. Like as soon as Halo was done or considered done, a lot of the
they
leadership team that developed the game
had a
just left.
years to make this game, and the rumors were they were constantly changing the game. The team apparently was doing one team was doing one version of Halo, the other team was doing different versions. So
Mm,
they kind of didn't know what to do. But the public really loved Halo
yeah,
Infinite when it came out. So this is just about giving them time to,
yeah,
because these things don't take months; they take a long time to make
yeah.
apps and stuff.
I mean, look at Battlefield 2042. You know, like it took them a year and 8 months or so to develop the engine, and that's most of the 2 year cycle that they had there to develop that game. So it's man, it's a debacle. But I'll tell you what, and I'll say it here that if that if they get their act right with this game with Battlefield 2042, they could salvage it and it could be a really good game. But if they don't, I could see them probably abandoning this game early next year, maybe mid next year, and it's just gonna have one season, you know, kind of thing. Which I hope that's not the case, right? I don't want that to happen, but it's just that that they're giving off right now is just, you know, the first season's been pushed down to this summer. You know, these people paid a, a stupid amount of money for this game to have the battle pass and all these bells and whistles, and they haven't received any of that. So I don't know, but if they fix it and they double down and they really stick with it, I think they might have a really good game. So, but
I
Halo,
don't think they're gonna fix it. They
yeah,
didn't
well,
fix five. Plus now
mm,
Vincent Bella is in charge of all these games on EA. So
mm.
I think he's gonna destroy it and just make something good. He's a guy from he invented Call of Duty, Titanfall, so
Okay, well that's
Jedi Fallen Order.
he's he's got a good head on his shoulders. I don't doubt that,
Yeah,
you know, he could turn it
yeah, he's
around.
yeah.
He
That's
just
why EA gave him all the studios.
yeah, it's like
So,
please
yeah, here,
save us.
yeah. Here's Dice. Both studios of Dice are under his control.
Well, that's man, God bless that guy. As Macizo said, for the most part, they've been releasing projects they've been working on before the merger. Are you talking about uh
And yeah, Xbox, the PlayStation 5 have two Xbox games. It's um,
yeah,
Ghostwire Tokyo and what was the other one?
it was that loop or something like that. It was Death Loop.
Yeah, Deathloop. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So all these games, this next Call of Duty game that's coming out this year is obviously for both platforms, and I think maybe the next one after that. But now
I
that
think they're going to continue with it. I think
I
that they're not.
I don't think so. I I think that they're gonna honor the contracts that they have, but I don't think that they're gonna continue that one either.
They, there was this executives of Xbox. He's more linked to the legal department.
Mm-hmm.
He released this Xbox Wire, very weird. He was saying that all Call of Duty games will they're not gonna Call of Duty is gonna stay how it is, on all
Mm.
platforms. It's a way for them saying like to the to the to the whatever company, whatever agency in the
Yeah,
government is taking in charge of the acquisition is like, yeah, we're gonna keep everything the same. Like I think Microsoft and Sony talked was like, you bought Bungie, don't take it away. We want to take away Call of Duty. Everybody's happy, and
they could take Bungie away, man. Like they could.
Destiny is still there's like 250,000 players on Destiny and
I
Xbox
yeah.
at any given moment. So
That's
yeah, for you, yeah, but
but what
they could do other stuff with Call of Duty. Just put it on Game Pass, and I don't I don't play Call of Duty, so I don't mind just
so
putting it on there. And
so this is what's gonna happen. They have to say that because they did the exact same thing with Bethesda. They were really vague with the legal term, and everybody was saying, oh, it's see they're gonna release all these games on it's gonna be multi-platform. But they can't outright say no, these are exclusive because for that exact reason that you're mentioning, they have to
yeah, but
keep the status quo. But they'll
that was
if
Phil
you
Spencer talking.
if you have a PC, then it's multi-platform. So if you have a PC, then you could still play it, just like with a controller. So that's how I think that they're gonna do it. Yeah, of course, if you have a PC, you can still play Call of Duty. If you have a PlayStation, not so much. You can connect your controller onto the PC if you want, but that's how you're gonna play it. That's where I see it going. And it seems like
I
the
think it's
future is.
gonna be like Minecraft. They're not gonna take it from anywhere. I mean, they're gonna
That's a
be
good point.
charging DLC
That's a good point.
and expansion maps and all that stuff. Remember, they're gonna sell it on Xbox on PlayStation for what, $70? And get Xbox is gonna get it for
For
on Game Pass.
yeah, no, I see your point. Yeah, the whole Minecraft
And
thing
they
is a
want
really good point.
and plus they do the crossplay with PC with PlayStation and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So plus they want to release it even even on Switch. They said, "Hey, we want to release on Switch."
yeah,
Microsoft wants to
but
be on everywhere. It's
that's
like
that's okay. Again, that's
remember when they do that, when they did it with Minecraft, everybody's had to use a Microsoft email to log in. So that's their endpoint. So when they go to these quarterly earnings,
yeah.
like, oh, we have 1 billion people logged in, it's just emails.
Our emails number, Hotmail's gone through the roof. It's on
Outlook,
fire.
Outlook, and MSN.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah, that's
I
true.
don't. They don't want to take it out. So
Yeah, no,
why?
I think those are previous titles that I think that they're gonna put onto like um Nintendo Switch and stuff like that and
Yeah,
PlayStation. But again,
I see their mobile. The mobile Call of Duty is coming to Switch. Even the mobile Warzone that apparently Activision is doing one for mobile. I think they're gonna do one for Switch because that's a huge audience too.
Esposito's like, I love Lamp. Let me see. So Tommy says, "Yep, I expect the next Halo to be out. Let's say 2025, maybe. But although I dislike all God of War games since 4, I feel like God of War Ragnarok could save the PlayStation." Okay, so if you haven't played the last God of War game, you're totally
Yeah,
missing out. That game is
that's amazing.
that game is game of the year. Like I nominated game of the year this year because it got re-released on PC. That's how good
Oh,
it is.
Elden Ring is now your game of the year.
Yeah, well, I mean, but God of War was just a masterfully told story. I had
It's art.
goosies.
It's art.
It's yeah,
Just
it's
a
cinematic.
map.
It's man, it's a gorgeous game. So I highly recommend it. It's the original God of War franchise was great. The fourth one, I agree, it was kind of like meh. The PSP version was fun. Um, but this one is a revitalization of the franchise, and it just it all it all makes sense. And Ragnarok, I agree with you, it's gonna be gangbusters for the PS5.
I think
Like,
it's gonna be more of the same. The thing is that
mm,
what's happening now this year, especially, is when Horizon Forbidden West came out. People were like, "Huh, this is the same. This feels the same as Horizon Zero Dawn." And God of War is gonna have the same reaction because it's not new. It doesn't feel new. It's just
mm,
more of the same. And not saying that's wrong because
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I want to play Ragnarok and I want to play Horizon Forbidden West, but it still has that like, huh, this kind of sameish.
yeah,
I don't think it's gonna win Game of the Year or anything like that.
yeah.
And the director from God of War, the 2018, I forgot his name, Corey Barlog. He's not
Oh,
directing the second one, so
no, he didn't come back. Yeah, that first one was an
he's doing a space game or something like that.
yeah, that first game was stressful enough, so I don't blame him. And he had a lot of weight on his shoulder, and he opened the door for this next director that I'm confident he'll do a good job. But I'll play the game for the story, but I will say this: the fighting mechanics on God of War was a bit clunky. It's and the camera was not friendly, so it was for me the gameplay was a clunk fest at times. Now when I had the Blades of Chaos, it felt right, but it was still missing some things. But yeah, the whole axe thing, and it was just it was a bit clunky, and I feel like there's some features in there that should have been there from right out the gate that you had to like level up to get, which were standard features in the previous games. So and the evade system was a bit clunky as well. So, but despite all
Edwin,
that, I yeah,
Edwin, Edwin Ramos says everybody has a phone. Yes, and you can play XCloud on your phone.
yeah, that's
You
right.
just have to subscribe to Game Pass, and you can play Horizon 5 on your phone.
You yeah,
You know,
yeah, that's true.
you can even your PS5 control. It's welcome.
Yeah, and there's cloud play now as well. So you
Yeah.
don't need to even download the games. You just it's
Well, yeah.
all cloud based.
On your tablet, on your PC, your
Mm-hmm.
laptop, MacBook,
Oh yeah,
just connect to that Game Pass and just play your games.
yeah. You can connect your controller to the PC or even the tablet. The Xbox controller, you can actually connect your Xbox controller to the Apple TV Plus. That's how versatile they've made it. So
Apple TV, yeah,
yeah,
box.
right, yeah, Apple TV.
Even the
Thank you. Yeah,
iPad. I was streaming on my iPad. I didn't want to get off bed. It was night. I was still wanted to play what was that playing? I can't remember. I was playing an RPG and I started playing on my bed. Just
was it
now fall asleep.
was it a Switch or something, or is it?
No, I was using my iPad using Game Pass, XCloud,
Oh,
and I
okay,
was playing. I think it was Dragon Quest 11.
man, Dragon Quest. That's that's a old game. I remember playing. I think it was back in the day. You got me Dragon Quest 12.
Eight, eight.
Was 8? Okay.
Yeah, Final
Oh,
Fantasy 12. I
oh,
think
yeah, okay, yeah, 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 yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah, man, that
like
was.
they released it recently, and I still can't get into it.
It's the predecessor to Final Fantasy 15. Like the play mechanics. I felt like it was really revolutionary. It simplified the game a lot, and I love that. I love simplification of things.
Yeah, but 12 was like you clicked on something and it played like an MMO and this people started running around. You had to program their behaviors almost and it felt like very disconnected. You were not really playing using the control the players. So it was more like a strategy game than anything else.
I liked it because you would walk into something, go into like a little battle mode, and then you fight like for free, like free mode. Like you would run around and you could do your magic, almost like Kingdom Hearts. It was like that,
Yeah,
but
but you control the slashes of Kingdom Hearts. And then in 12, you have to they run around and a menu would pop up and you would program you would program the
what's that?
behaviors of each one. I played it recently.
Oh, okay.
It's on Xbox and I was like, yep, nope, still don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess back then it just fit me like a glove because I played a good bit of it. I got pretty far. I never finished it, but I got pretty far. That's like one of those games that I started over there, and then
Mhm.
when I came back here to the States, it just kind of like fizzled out. I'm like, okay, well, I don't got time to play this now. I'm not in Puerto Rico anymore, so Um, it's okay. Let's see what Edencita says. Um, the end result, most likely not consoles, but everybody's able to play games on their mobile. Okay, yeah, yeah. And now that is true. And XCloud. There's actually that reminds me. There's this device that you can connect it onto your Apple. It's like called the Backbone or something like that, and it's it's like two
Yeah,
controllers, and you stretch it
yeah,
out, and you connect your. It has like a little dongle thing, and you connect it onto your phone, and then it has like
like a switch.
yeah, it's
Switch
like
converter.
yeah, it converts it into like a Nintendo Switch, but on that device you can download you can do that like the X Cloud and stuff like that. So you can easily convert your cell phone, and if let's say hypothetically you get the new um you know iPhone 13 or something like that, you could use your old iPhone to be like the backbone thing. Your old iPhone might be kind of old, but whatever. But you could utilize
Yeah,
that and
Razer Kishi is the same thing.
and you could utilize that. So that's I've been meaning to get one of those because I'd really like to try
Yeah,
that
you
out.
can play multiplayer with us, Edwin.
Yeah,
Think about
yeah. Oh yeah.
that. You get into Elden Ring with us.
We're just kind of like giving a little
Yeah,
let's
you
see
can
what
play Elden Ring with us or Horizon 5. We could
we,
travel to Mexico together.
yeah, we can race. Tommy says, here's why I say God of War 4 is not good. Simply combat and gameplay. You can't even jump. The old combat was more fun and the action packed, and the old story was also amazing. Yes, I agree. I think
And it got stale. It got stale, I
yeah,
think.
it did. Like it got Kratos got played out, and then they extended the story, like making him the son of Zeus. Spoiler. Um, so there was elements in there that I didn't really care for too much in the story, but in this new God of War game, they did a good job of connecting the dots and just kind of touching on all that stuff and where it's gone, and who he is now as a person and individual and as a god. So but God of War 1, you just can't beat that game. That's so good. Uh, I think that year it was God of War and Resident Evil 4 for Game of the Year, and Resident Evil 4 took it. God of War was like a strong close because that was the year where interaction in games appeared, where the player had to like interact and press buttons, to escape from situations. Resident Evil 4 had it, and so did God of War. Resident Evil 4 was more in it was more interactive capacity where like bosses and even events where like a zombie came behind you, you had to like tap one of the buttons really quick, evade it, and he would do like a quick move. But on God of War, it was one of those things where you had to, you know press it really hard with a boss, to whip, the chain, and then to bring him down onto the spike kind of thing. So that was really innovative, and it got the player into the game. But fortunately, God of War did not win that one. So, but yeah, I agree. God of War is just an awesome game. I have one and two, I think even three here somewhere back there, it's back here somewhere. But yeah, Edomcito says I honestly did not know that you can have Game Pass on iPad or iPhone and play games. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's
Cloud.
the cloud, man.
You use your internet. If you got good internet, you can stream your games.
Yeah.
And yes, God of War is awesome.
Yes.
The last one.
Yeah. No. Totally. 100%. No, man. I concur. But yeah. Well, Remo, do you have any último last thoughts, last thoughts or things you like to say?
Yeah, play it. Everybody go buy Elden Ring. Play it. You can connect with me and Ellie. They'll help you out. We're almost semi-experts in it. You haven't finished the game yet.
We haven't finished the game. We've just been like roaming
Yeah,
around.
we've been roaming around. Cowboys. Yeah, Ellie's a heavy knight with armor,
Yeah, I'm
and
a
I'm a
I'm a
wizard.
tank.
Yeah, he's a tank. I'm a wizard. So, and yeah, I like to recommend on Hulu. There's this show. It's not a show. It's a in of itself. and of itself.
Oh,
It's like a stage play and with magic and this about identity and stuff like that.
yeah,
It's really good from Hulu. I highly recommend it.
yeah. No, I agree. I've seen it and it's powerful. It's very powerful and it's something that if you have a partner, if a spouse or husband, wife, just
Yeah.
you know, just watch it with them.
The less you know about the show, the better.
Yes, yes. The less you know, the better. Absolutely. It's very powerful, and I concur with my cousin on that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you guys so much for being here and tuning in. This is our 10th episode. We've been passionate about this for years. Javi and I have been talking about doing this, and now we're here and we're talking with all of you guys. So this is like a small dream come true, you know. But it's just been a fantastic ride. We hope that you guys enjoyed it. We hope that you guys enjoy the episodes as much as we enjoy making them because it's a lot of fun for us, and we just get to sit here and talk
Yeah.
about our
If you
passions.
can't watch it, you can subscribe to Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Yeah,
Google Podcasts, I think, and you can hear us out. So
yeah. Right now we're only on Spotify.
okay, so
Apple
I
Podcast.
lied to you all.
Apple Podcast hasn't gotten back to me or anything like that.
All
But
right, so they don't want us
yeah,
there.
they don't want us. But we're on. We're,
Apparently, I bash Apple too much.
Apple's like, nope, not for you. You can't be here. So yeah. Well, Tommy, I appreciate you always being here. And Necito, thank you so much. And everybody else, thank you. Thank you for hanging out. And God bless you guys. Much love. And yeah, until the next episode. And thank you again. But much love. Peace out.
The next one.
Good night.